I learned that almost 50% of the world's most successful billionaire CEOs were introverted, that didn't really surprise me. What surprised me was that they didn't have to fake being extroverted in order to achieve their wealth and success. In fact, it was actually being introverted that gave them their competitive edge. To these billionaire introverts, introversion isn't a limitation, it's their leverage. So check this out. I'm a proud introvert, and I spent months researching this topic, comparing introverted leaders to extroverted leaders, reading books, listening to audiobooks and lectures, studying every detail about these billionaire CEOs. In this video, I'll reveal the 3 genius strategies that these billionaire introverts swear by, habits that you can start using immediately to increase your creativity, your flow, and your strategic thinking. The first habit that these billionaires leverage is how they use their time in solitude. Billionaire CEOs Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Warren Buffett regularly schedule time in solitude. But it's not just to recharge. They're intentional about using this time to make their biggest breakthroughs happen. For example, every year Bill Gates actually locks himself away for an entire week to come up with new ideas. Elon Musk spends hours alone strategizing. In this time of solitude, they've learned how to tap into their subconscious minds to help them solve the most seemingly impossible challenges. I started reading this book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Have you heard of this book? The author explains that in these alone times of solitude, your subconscious mind is fertile to solve complex problems and to create innovative solutions. But here's the mistake that most people make. Instead of carving out this much needed time to solve complex problems, most people waste this superpower on the wrong people and in the wrong situations. Sound familiar? You're showing up to social events you don't need to be at, meetings that you don't really need to attend, and you end up draining your energy when you need it most. These billionaires we're talking about, they don't make this mistake. They're ruthlessly selective about how they spend their time and how they recharge. But there's an even bigger mistake that introverts make. Let's talk about habit number 2. Statistics show that introverts are better listeners. Most of us know that. We absorb more information. That I didn't know. Billionaire introverts like Larry Page, Reed Hastings, Larry Ellison, and Tim Cook don't just actively listen, they strategically observe. They pay attention to body language, patterns, and subtle cues. And here's the key. It's how they use that information. That's where you've been slipping. Become more strategic about how you leverage what you're listening to and what you're observing so that you can make more insightful and profound decisions. But here's the trap. If you have unresolved past trauma or limiting beliefs buried in your subconscious mind, you may be inclined to get offended by what you've heard or what you've observed. Instead of applying those insights strategically, you're triggered, you're offended, and you're ready to take your ball and go home. The good news is, that's right, I have a legit fix for that. I'll reveal it at the end of habit number 3. But first, genius habit number 3. In today's world, everyone is rushing. Honestly, I'm surprised you even made it this far in the video. Quick decisions, snap judgments, it's crazy. But billionaire introverts like Charles Koch and Sergey Brin slow down on purpose. They reflect, they analyze, and they don't feel the pressure to rush because everyone around them is rushing. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. By slowing down, they actually make faster progress because they're not tripping over rash decisions. But here's where most people get stuck. When deep thinking becomes overanalyzing. Here's the solution to get out of that trap. So it's natural for distractions about past failures or disappointments to creep in. It's about learning how to quickly respond and address those thoughts when they come in. These billionaire leaders don't allow their unresolved trauma or limiting beliefs to hijack their deep thinking. So instead of letting past mistakes take over, focus on the lessons that they taught you and be ruthless about letting them go. What you focus on expands. In previous episodes that I created called Anxiety Medication Can't Fix a Broken Past and Think You're Over It, Think Again, I give some great advice and personal examples of my past trauma and a free game-changing trauma recovery resource that I created to show you how to get out of your own way and finally achieve the vision that's in your heart. But before I go, this is my favorite part of the episode. I love you, and God loves you, and God has a message for you today.